Bitcoin has broken a key structure. Similarly, Ethereum is doing the same, and take a look at how Polkadot is starting a breakout that, if confirmed, could set the stage for an aggressive bullish momentum across the entire crypto ecosystem. Let's start by analyzing the S&P 500 chart, the traditional market. As you can see in that daily time frame, the S&P 500 is currently at an all-time high. We can say exactly the same about the Nasdaq chart, which is the index for American tech stocks. As you know, since the July drop that both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq experienced, Nasdaq has struggled a bit to surpass its most recent peak, thanks to Donald Trump's victory and its ensuing volatility. They used that news as a movement catalyst, and now Nasdaq can make headlines for reaching a new all-time high. Returning to the S&P 500, let's talk about a very interesting observation. Statistically speaking, when the average retail investor sees the S&P 500 or Nasdaq at all-time highs, they get nervous and prioritize looking for selling opportunities over buying ones. And now, I want you to notice how since 2013, which we can see displayed here on this daily chart, the S&P 500, like the Nasdaq, has a strong bullish bias with only small, rare corrections. But as I'm telling you, those are exceptions to the rule. Typically, as you can see now, the S&P 500 consistently marches towards all-time highs. We could say, I'm kind of making this up a bit, that about 80% of the time, the S&P 500 is continuously breaking all-time highs, making it more unusual when it doesn't. Therefore, it's generally wiser to take a positive stance when the market is hitting all-time highs. I can also share a quantitative insight, which shows that when the S&P 500 and Nasdaq are breaking new highs, retail investors seek refuge in gold. That's why you can observe that gold gains value in those phases when the S&P 500 is reaching new peaks. This serves as a signal, an indication of the fear retail investors feel when they see the S&P 500 and Nasdaq breaking new highs. But as you can see, it's not very sensible to be negative in the traditional market when it's at all-time highs, given everything I've just explained. This leads us to think that seeing the S&P 500 and Nasdaq at record highs is actually good news. And since MicroStrategy is our bridge between the traditional market and cryptocurrencies, as you can see, MicroStrategy is also at an all-time high, just like the S&P 500 and Bitcoin. Alright, if we analyze its price structure and consider that we are experiencing a complex, inverse corrective pattern, we can label this movement as AW. All of this forms a weak eye in conceptual terms, and this aggressive bullish impulse is essentially an aggressive Z. This Z is monitored with a wedge that you see drawn here. Our goal has been its aggressive breakout heading where? Toward the Z's trend line, because if this level had broken downward, it would have led to a bearish market. But since this attempt failed completely, we expect the Z, representing this entire bullish impulsive movement, to continue. This is why we see the aggressive bullish action in MicroStrategy's chart. And this is where, in the future, we will simply update the wedge and the Z will continue. Since it's not advisable to try reversing a Z, just look, since the moment it began, imagine how smart it would have been to try selling it. It's much easier to get burned that way. We learned this the hard way, so you won't have to. Believe me, it's best to see it this way. So, if we're saying the S&P 500, Nasdaq, and MicroStrategy all support an ideal bullish Z, what could Bitcoin and the other altcoins be telling us? We'll share that with you in a moment, but first, welcome to Crypto Insight, your ethical and moral channel for cryptocurrency technical analysis. Here, we really know what we're talking about. We conduct advanced technical analysis that has been developed for over 12 years. We upload videos several times a week. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, let me know and leave a comment with your opinion. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so you don't miss the next opportunity. Here you're looking at Bitcoin on the daily time frame. As you know, we've already broken through, producing a black swan, a key structure driving the price upwards. Thanks to cross-analysis and what we see with other assets, we're assessing that this bullish continuation will indeed occur. As you can see, we're positive about the traditional market and MicroStrategy. It would be unusual, though possible, for us not to feel similarly about crypto. However, because we analyze crypto very carefully and cross-reference information, we can say that we have it well assessed and that we we are optimistic about the crypto market. If we move to the weekly chart, which you'll find particularly interesting, remember that we're coming out of a complex, very deep corrective pattern, starting with this bearish impulse I just drew. This is all its correction, the WWI, and this is a ZEZ. At one point, this was a wedge that collapsed in Bitcoin. It left things hard to read, but thanks to cross-analysis and observing other assets, we identified that the Z's trend line was somewhere in this area, so we protected ourselves with this defensive zone. It was complex because it was, but we managed to understand it. So what do we see? That Bitcoin Z trend line, as I explained a bit earlier in this video, was not broken despite the attempt. We're going to say that this Z simply continues, and when a Z continues, it does so with strength. This is why we're positive about the crypto ecosystem as well. And it's not something new. We've been bullish on crypto for months, even before Trump, if you're new to this channel. But now things are getting interesting, and I'm sure new people are watching our content, which of course makes me very happy. So, let me tell you, we've been analyzing the crypto markets for a long time, and honestly, we're doing pretty well. With Bitcoin, we remain positive, just as we can be with Ethereum. As you can see, Ethereum has just broken its macro creek, a process of accumulation that started back in August of this year, early August. Look at how much time has passed, and now it's breaking through. We know that smart money takes its time to build positions. We won't dive deep into the theory, but smart money doesn't inject huge buy orders with a single click like we do. They operate differently. Based on those needs, we can identify their movements and see that they already have a potential intention to push upwards. We'll need to monitor this breakout to make sure it's not a trap. I doubt it, honestly, but we need to keep an eye on it. Our directional priority, our long-time followers already know, is to stay bullish, and we haven't switched sides in a long time. Today won't be the day either. Reflecting on Bitcoin's weekly chart, remember that in 2021, when Bitcoin hit its all-time high and we recorded it on the channel, we were long. Back in summer 2021, at that point we anticipated that the price would rise from there. Once we saw it hit the peak, recorded it too. We said, be careful, friends, with Bitcoin and crypto. Don't look for buys here. Things are getting dangerous. And look at how it turned out. It marked the start of the bear market, a painful time for many. Since then, we've been saying, and I'm showing it on screen now, that when the price was around here, also recorded in videos, we wanted to see a climactic action before starting an accumulation process to drive us back up. We even evaluated the minimum price, as you can see in those videos. I invite you to check out our older videos. I'm sure you'll want to stick with us and subscribe for this exciting journey. And what's our stance now? Stay positive, stay long. If we ever think it's time to switch like we did back then, we'll absolutely share it with you. And if we make mistakes along the way, which is possible, we're only human and we don't have a crystal ball, we'll let you know too. Now take a look at BNB. We're so close to breaking this important macro creek. If we see this breakout tomorrow, we don't know if it'll happen immediately or if it'll first head to the defense zone, which must be respected, no doubt about it. We don't want to see another trap. One is enough. We could see a similar behavior, but breaking through this creek would bring great news for the crypto market. Just like you're seeing now with Solana, which has broken its creek, and it's bringing some very interesting gains. As you know, in the Crypto Insight Premium community, several members went long, not only on Solana, but also on Ethereum in these areas here. These are clearly key zones and more than interesting for having long exposure in the market. Cardano would love to break its creek. Doing so would lead to a very interesting bullish reward. We'll see if it breaks it soon, or if it first corrects before moving higher. We'll continue to evaluate this directional long position and see how it plays out. Over the coming days, it'll be easier to establish a more defined map. For now, we see that direction clearly and can sense how it might unfold, but with more time, we'll be able to solidify our perspective. Let's let the chart speak to us and provide more information to support our analysis. And now look at Polkadot. Wow, we know how wedges break. Polkadot is our big obsession. Not a day goes by without me thinking about this Polkadot wedge. I've been dreaming about it since the summer, waiting for the moment it might finally break, which might be starting now. We'll see. We thought it would happen here, but it didn't. Now could be the time. Maybe it isn't yet, but we won't let it slip past us on the next attempt. We'll see if it wants to break now or if it needs more time to do so in a strong, definitive way. Wedges break with strength, a lot of strength. This could be the moment where we see it challenge the creek and then break it with force. This would be a very positive signal for the entire ecosystem. So, making sure we have a strong bullish impulse in the form of a wedge breakout breakout should be, no joke, your top priority. We'll see if it happens now or if it needs more time to play out as it should. Only Jesu Crypto knows. And remember, if you want to be part of our free private community where we host live sessions nearly every day, I'll stop saying nearly because we're now doing them daily, and where we look for trading opportunities every day. You only have to check out our community. Everyone here is enjoying it, searching for those trading opportunities that we analyze and pursue in such an obsessive way. To join this free private community, fill out the access form provided in the description and pinned comment of this video. In the form, you'll see the requirements to join, so take your time to read them, and we hope to see you inside. If you enjoyed this advanced technical analysis, let me know in the comments, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell icon so YouTube notifies you of future posts. Good luck with your trading, and until next time.